All right, I'm going to attempt a miracle. This will, we shall see. This will be like watching paint dry. So, in case you want to see what it's really all about. So, if you want to spend your $50,000 or whatever crazy amount that it costs to go to audio engineering school, this is what it is. This is what you should be doing anyway. So, this is a Focusrite Octopre Mark II, not the dynamic, and you'll note it has ADAT in, but no ADAT out. Word clock in, no word clock out. You can't turn off the termination for the word clock in this thing, which is why I have a word clock generator on the way, and those are hard to get now because people believe they have magical properties. So what used to cost you $100 back in the day are like $1,500. They're no better than they were. But anyway, I'm pretty sure this power supply fried, and Focusrite was cool enough for very little money to send me this new power supply. And if this fixes this, I mean, this is an 8-channel mic preamp. It's got 8 channels in, 2 DIs, instrument inputs for you super pedants, and it's got analog to digital converter on it. So it's a really handy unit. You know, if you put 4 of these together, you got 32 channels of mic preamps. I mean, that's a lot, and they're not really that much money, but they're enough that I wouldn't want to throw it away just because the power supply died. So there I go. This is probably the wrong screwdriver for this, and I probably have some power tools around here I could have used instead, but I know how much you guys love watching paint dry, so I'm just going to use these manual ones right here. And I'm so fat that I can't even lean over to unscrew these things now, so that's great. Unreal. Jiggly wiggly, man. I just can't say no to the donuts. So, oh, and now I just dropped the screw, of course. Okay. So, oh, no, that ain't it. Looks like there's some screws on the side. Yeah, I think I do have some power, like an electric drill or something I could have used for this. Oh yeah, of course. Good eye. So that's, of course, it's a Sweetwater. Thank you from Sweetwater. We just ordered a bunch of those XM8500s that have what do you call? They're like SM58s, but they're from Behringer and they're really cheap. And because for the school, I don't want people sharing mics. That sounds like a really bad idea right now, so we're having everybody buy their own mics, at least the handheld dynamics. They're cheap enough, and you know what, you should have them anyway. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say they're no good or whatever, but whatever. I'd rather have a possibly subpar mic that I bet you most people aren't going to be able to ABX between anyway, than some drunks barf all over a mic and I gotta sing on it. Especially with like modern singers. What's up with that? Why do you guys lick the mic? Like, why? You're gonna get zapped doing that stuff, man. Don't put that thing in your mouth. That's gross. Stop that. So yeah, you should have your own mic. So here you go. They're cheap. You get them off of Sweetwater or whoever. I think we don't have Michael Bolton over at Sweetwater now. I think our new guy's name is Paul. I forget what his last name is, so sorry, Paul. Whoa, almost yanked that apart. Okay, so this guy's out. I don't know if you can see. This is the power supply over here. Pull this apart. Why did I think this was the power supply? Did I see something kind of crooked? I'm not really sure. Let me get this out of here first. So it looks like I gotta unplug this guy. So that's out. I'm not sure why this cooked either. That's kind of scary to think about. That cable. Is that it? That's all I gotta unplug? Okay. No, I am at the school. So we're getting ready to, I'm probably going to get rid of the X32s and the M32 and all that. And I'm just going to put my old Focusrite Octopres back into service and some other stuff. So what I'm planning on doing right now, you know, it's really cool that you can, either room has access to the exact same 32 mic preamps, and you just, you do everything. You can recall setups, you know, with all the correct gain and everything. I mean, there's some really cool things about the X32 setup, don't get me wrong. But it's probably going back to the guy who bought them. And there's some other things. Like, it became really complicated to try and keep this in your head, like how exactly the routing went and everything. So, you know, there's a silver lining to changing back to this rather simpler setup. I really love, though, being able to just hit a button and come back up with your giant complicated routing scheme and all your mic preamp gains and everything all set perfectly to what you, exactly what you needed, and to know what's going to happen every single time. And that's a bummer to give that up, but you know. Oh, okay, so here, I don't know if you can see this. There is a giant cook mark here on the underneath the power supply. Maybe that was my clue. So I'm going to see where that is. It seems to be either this capacitor here, maybe this transistor. But this guy's got a massive heat sink on it. So something. I wonder if I can get the autofocus to. Well, you can't really see it anyway. Something's cooked in here. What a bummer. This cap feels kind of loose, but man, it looks like it's on this diode. Hold on. I'm getting old, so it's hard for me to see so good. You see, I thought I had some bigger glasses or a magnifying glass or something. I wonder if I could put a magnifying glass on this thing, or you know, maybe we can use the zoom thingy here to what do you do? Properties, configure video. Let me see. So camera control. So I'm going to hold this as still as I possibly can. And I'm going to try zooming in. I'm going to try the autofocus, sorry. Boy, it's not working so good. Yeah, sorry, I don't think this is working that good, but basically, oh yeah, let me grab. I got some better glasses, some old people glasses. Oh yeah, okay. So some of these diodes are cooked. I can't really read them, but I suppose we could zoom in and try and fix it. They're surface mount. I don't think I could fix that. I'm not sure if that's really all the frying, but that seems to be bad. So here's the new PC board. Allegedly, this is to replace it, but I should stash this fuse someplace. Looks like there's some revisions here. Maybe this one will be less likely to cook. But you know, I got 3 others that never cooked. There are 2 others that never cooked. So this is a much different transformer here. Transistors look basically the same. Looks like the same basic layout, you know. I used to know a lot more about electronics than I do now. I'm pretty kind of dumb now on this. Let's look and see. So it looks like the exact same diodes here, so hopefully these ones don't cook just the same. I mean, I'm scared to flip this thing on and have it short out on us, you know, but I'm gonna plug this in and let's see what happens. Okay. So, wonder if I should even bother screwing everything together, you know, I don't know. have some bad luck with this stuff sometimes. But you know, you think about what this is. I think these things are like $300-400, right? Maybe $400. So it's 8 channels. So basically for man, I'm so dumb lately. I think that's $50 a channel for 8 good mic preamps, 2 instrument inputs, and 8 analog to digital converters. That's pretty awesome. So you know, if these things cook every once in a while, that's not so bad. You know, I wouldn't die if I had to use the Behringer 8200 either. I'm betting it's okay, but you know, I had these, so these are probably a little bit better. But you know, then again, the Behringer 8200 comes with in and out. I still haven't gotten an answer as to whether they have terminators on the word clock inputs, and or whether or not you can defeat the termination on the word clock inputs. I really like to know that. Okay, looks like the autofocus is working, but weird. I want to turn off that low light compensation. Sorry. Let me just let's see. Yeah, that's bizarro. So what happens if I turn on the low light? I don't use this thing very much. Well, that seems to work a little bit better. Okay, so let me close that out. Okay, so I physically put the power supply back in. I'm going to plug it in now. It plugs into the main business board of the mic preamp, and then I think the power switch. Wait a second. Does this actually carry all the power into this thing? That's kind of nuts. That's all it needs. That's all it needs, and it cooked that hard to make that big old burn mark. That's interesting. Let's hope I don't put this in backwards. I'm putting this in backwards. I think that's forward. Let's see. No, doesn't seem to go that way. Okay. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna fold it back up. I don't want to encourage it to burn in any way, so I'm not really sure exactly the best way to do this. Oh, I remember this was not any fun to plug back in. Okay. I know, you know, all this could be in vain, so I really just want to know what happens when I plug it in. Is it going to turn on, or is it going to blow up again? You know, and this thing had worked for years, and all of a sudden just blew up. And in fact, this one was used. So this one, I don't even know how long this thing was in use before I got it. So actually, that's done pretty good. But it's just really hard to. Hold this for a second. Okay. I'm really not sure on this part. Okay. So should I take a leap of faith and screw this thing back together, or should I just close it up and find an IEC cable, plug it in, and power it on? You know, let's do that. That's not even bother. You know, it could just fry and then I'll be all bummed. Okay. And here's I just rearranged this whole room, so I don't know that I actually have power anywhere. I'm gonna find out. So, in fact, I don't know if this has power on it. I think it does. Let's see. So, you know, for all I know, this doesn't have power on it, and so I go to try this thing, and it actually works, but it won't turn on. Or it's fried and it won't turn on, but it actually works. It's just the power doesn't work. So I should probably test that first, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm plugging this in. Oh wow, look at that. I see power. I'm gonna take this off. It says word clock. Let's see if the internal clock works. There we go. Locked. Locked. Locked, yay! Okay, so assuming this doesn't just blow up again, I don't know why. Okay, no, that makes sense. So do I have my phantom power? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. So, assuming this doesn't blow up again right away anyway, what we're going to do is this thing has two ADAT outputs. So, you know, right now, like I say, each room has an X32. Actually, this room has a M32, the Midas version, and the other room has a X32 rack, or no, an X32 core, which they don't make anymore. That way, both rooms get exactly the same signal. We just load up a scene real simply. It works really well for the school, but then again, it's very confusing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these in. I'm going to put an analog snake back out in the room, which is, again, another bummer. But I'm going to take one of the ADAT outs, send it to my interface in here, which is an RME HDSP, no, an RME Digiface USB. So it's got 4 ADAT inputs and 4 ADAT outputs. That's going to be my setup in here. And I'm going to put one more, a newer Focusrite Scarlet Octopre. I was debating whether to get the Scarlet Octopre or the Claret Octopre. The Scarlet Octopre Dynamic. And that one has an ADAT in. So that one also has analog to digital, or digital to analog converters. So that's going to be my entire monitoring. I'm going to have 2 for the speakers in here, maybe more speakers in here, I don't know. And then ones for the headphone outputs. So that's going to be what the setup's going to be for that. So the other ADAT outputs of these things are going to go into the other room. And right now I do have a, oh yeah, in fact, here's one right here. I have a Motu 896 Mark III. That has, what does it have? That one has 2 ADAT ins. So I could take, like, we could still leave the drums mic'd up, and I could send all the drum ADATs into the ADAT ins on this thing, and then you could use the last 8 that internal mic preamps on this thing for mic preamps for out there for experimenting, you know, for the kids to use in the room. I could put another snake on there. Like, it's not as good, right? We're not going to have all 32 all hooked together the same way we do now, and it's gonna. Or I could plug in a Motu 2408, which I have 2 of them. And it's funny because those things are from the late 90s, which is insane. I could plug those in, and then I could send 3 of these Focusrite Octopres out to that room. What ideally I think I'd like to do is get another RME Digiface USB or whatever, put it out in that, put it out there in that room, get another 8-channel to ADAT mic pre, and have that for the last 8 in that room. And that way the kids can still experiment in that room without messing with my stuff, but they'll have all 32 channels. And I think that I have this old Focusrite Scarlet 18i20. I'm not sure if it works, but if it does, because like the USB jack got broken, which is a bummer, because this thing will do, you can put line ins on this as well. And I could use this as another 8 channels of mic preamps for out there. So that could be the plan. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do yet. And for, you know, it could be that we end up keeping all the X32, M32 stuff. I just don't know. But well, hopefully that was your watching paint dry entertainment for the day. That's just I'm super happy that this mic preamp's turning back on. So now I know what to do. But if this other one's fried, it's probably gonna be the power supply. So that's awesome. It cost me less than $100, and to bring back mic preamps like that is awesome. So yeah, I'll see you guys.